Like ever since Tim Hortons became owned by America, like they're just going downhill.
Yeah. Anyway, babe, I'm live. I don't wanna have you like say something that is not. I'm live. I'll call you back later, babe.
Oh, okay.
Love you. Oh, maman, je suis fatigué. Je suis en train de me relax.
for a year and a half, but he had tons of retail clients. So he said the more that you keep doing that, the more your belief will build. And he kept saying, I don't know, 4 or 5 different times, he said, just believe that it's going to happen for you. Just believe that eventually it's going to come together for you. And I love that. Just knowing that as I keep taking those steps and as I keep focused on wanting to build the business, it's all going to come together eventually. And the things that I learn between now and then are the things that I'm going to need when I get there. So just tons of belief and hope. He talked about the dream and the why and how important that is. So I'm going to focus on doing more of that. And he also, the other thing that I grabbed hold of was to, you've got those short term, medium term, and goal is a month goal, and that's what determines your daily work habit. And so that's something I think I was missing. I learned it before, but just didn't, stopped doing it or whatever. So yeah, tons of great stuff. I am so blessed to have been there and wanted to share. Love you guys.
Hey, to even pass this out. I love this explanation when people, look us in other multi-level or direct sales. And just this was a very good explanation on how to handle that. And then also just staying in touch when it's no for them at that time. It just could be and not right now. So great job, Gabrielle. Pass it on.
Hi, coaches. So I was out today to meet up with a girlfriend for coffee. And essentially, I was just going to be a light because she's going through a rough time right now. But at the end of the conversation, she was like, hey, I really want to, she's like, I know you asked me before about learning about like what you do. And she's like, I've done some multi-level marketing endeavors in the past, but they never worked out because I just don't think um, it was that I was taught correctly how to build that business. She's like, but I know you build a business like that, but you build it different, and I don't know how you build it different, but I can tell you build it different. And so I told her, I said, like a lot of our focus is on people, and our focus is very much servant leadership and education and informing people about our industry. And so, I'm sure what, I imagine what you're used to is, one meeting, one and done, and they want you to choose right then and there, and they can sign you up right then and there, right? And she's like, yeah, that's actually been my experience where I told her, well, with us, actually, we take people through a professional learning process, and it's a series of 5 or 7 meetings, depending on how quickly a person learns and how many questions they have. But our goal is to educate someone on how a business like this can be transformative for their family and how you can create an asset for your family where the income is long term and not just, and also short term, but more so something that can be sustained over a long period of time. And because that's my next goal is to have something for our family, to build something for our family. And she's like, I would love that. I want to learn. But I thought it was wild that she, like I was just there literally to have coffee with a girlfriend. But I think because, I've just been a good friend to her this whole time, she is a great person, so I just want to be friends with her in general. Yeah, and then out of that, she's like, I want to start the learning process, so we booked the time for next Friday. And she said she wants to bring her mom and her sister because she wants them to meet me, but also she wants them to look at this business as well that we're going to be talking about, right? And so, but yeah, but it's just really cool how that happened, like I feel like every time Mac and I just try to be a light and just be good people, do the right thing, even when we don't feel like it, right? Because I was so tired this morning, but I was like, I'm not going to cancel the coffee date because I said I'd show up, right? And so, but yeah, but there was fruit to that, turns out. So I'm excited to take my friend through the learning process, and I heard back from my other friends that I pulled the trigger with, but she wants to stay in the work field, the E quadrant, which is really fine. And so, but yeah, you never know where you're gonna reap the fruit, right? When you sow those seeds. So, and this seed was sown like over a year ago, and we've just stayed friends. So, but yeah, you never know. want to share that cool story?
Hey Brad, Michael Jarman here. I got a copy to everybody in between. Just want to give you a bit of a stats breakdown for our organization in February. So we had a great month. So I'll talk about kind of what our team did and what we did personally and kind of where we're going. But we've been tracking guests at work plans. We heard a message from you several months ago about the percentage and what you want to target. And so we've been slowly increasing that, which has been really cool to watch. And this last month we had our highest average percentage. So we track guests at every board plan, and we average through all of our plans. We have roughly about 3 plans a week that we're showing, and we average 30% guests at those plans, which is really exciting. So we know that that's just going to waterfall in, just blow the doors off. We registered 8 people in our organization. We want to get that to double digits, so we're working at getting that there last month. So our team's doing an awesome job. We have a couple of new bronze foundations. We have a new bronze builder. We got some really great things happening there for recognition at the region. So for Marissa and I, we averaged about 32 meetings a week between process meetings and board plans and council sessions and everything. About 32 meetings a week, which is good. I want to continue to clip that up. 30 to 40 is really our target, so that was good. We have had 11 people started in the process. We showed 4 plans. We got several guests coming to Jason's plan tonight and more coming to the regional. So we got some great things happening in personal width. Got our double leadership in place. Really, our goal is to have our 20 in place at family reunion, and we're targeting and pushing to start a member qualification at FED. So that's what we're working on. That's what we're working towards. It was a great month, and we know that March is just going to get better and better as we now get into the major function season. It's going to be awesome. So just want to give you a bit of an update, Brad. Thanks for all that you do. Love you.
Hey, Brad, Jesse, hope you guys are doing fantastic. Just want to dedicate out here as a pleasure for Peter Schmidt. And, for years, been one of my favorite speakers for sure. And, I just think every time I hear him speak, whether it's major function, whether you're lucky to tap up in Saskatoon, it just makes it so simple, which I think everybody does that's built this business with know it is simple. Just how he explains it. It's like he's not looking to, like you said, many times before, I'm not looking to convince you to do anything. Like, you've got to be willing to want to build a better life for yourself. And some of my favorite parts of the night things that he said was one of the things that stood out was how we never pursued it. Like, I never pursued network marketing, never pursued animal, I never pursued I pursued Joe. Like the person that he was. And I didn't care what, obviously he was doing something right because he was like one of the most successful people, time, financially, relationship, people that he knew. And he's like, whatever he's doing, I'm doing it. And I just thought, obviously we know that that's very strong in that sense as far as who you know, not what you know. But he just, the way that he spelled that out was great. And then one of probably my other favorite things that he said was just kind of explain how this is easy to build. It's just Netflix is easier. And, you'll just always fall to, the easier of the two things. And that's, it's in your spare time, and that's why most people won't do it. And it just makes so much sense as far as like his stories, as far as, kids sitting down people and how they can get themselves out there, or, they've got outside influence or whatever. And, it just makes so much sense. And it's, that's just the way that he explains that is, so good. And everything was awesome. Everything was gold that he shared. And honestly, just super grateful that he's one of those speakers that I was willing to go to Calgary, Edmonton if they were around to go see. And grateful for him to come to Saskatoon. And honestly, he seems like a guy that I've heard before as far as likes to sleep in and likes nice weather and stuff. And caught one of our coldest snaps of the year and has to get up at 5 a.m. to fly out. And obviously, just super grateful for Worldwide putting that on. And just obviously super grateful for that. And just what a great night. And can't wait for major function and further speakers like that coming with regionals and Linux and Jeff and Leslie coming to town more and more. And just ready to show more. More reason why we are grateful for that. So Yeah, just been fantastic. Love you. It's awesome. Hey, just seems great seeing you tonight. Yeah, that was an incredible work month. And honestly, like, I felt like it was half of work month after training, and just amazing mindset. Just awesome. Um, yeah, I don't know, you can just tell that he's got an edge to him, and he's been growing and making it happen. So it's really cool to get around that and see and hear and learn from. So I think Brooke and I were just chatting away on some of the things that we want to see a little bit different in ourselves is obviously the chart at the end of each of just not enough time. I know we are wasting more time than we need to be, and it's probably all for it, but it's not extra audios, it's not meeting extra people, it's all of the not so great things that lead to unfortunately belief and just feeling like we can't do things, we're not putting our heart into it. And so I think we're very challenged with the time to sit down together and go over things or something like that. So can we sit down and address questions the way we want to? And it seemed in plan it was very it was just awesome, like addressing issues by making people think, leading to people to the answer rather than saying this is the answer, which is obviously a very good way of leading people. It's a skill set that is, I won't say different, it's just a different mindset. You ask a single question in turn to help them think something that they're not thinking about, and that's why you see a question like that or see an interesting comment. But yeah, I'd love to reflect on that and also just learn to do those meetings better and get better at asking those questions. But other than that, hope you are having an awesome week. Yeah, and lots of great time. Appreciate it.
Hey team, copy to Ben and Jessica as well. Pretty awesome Kate here from Chris Frank. I thought this was a neat statistic that he's sharing because I think over the years we all have our times when we maybe feel that our current or former association gets they don't want to support us because we contract with the Amway Corporation or something that like that. They get negative, and this just shows that it's actually universal. It really doesn't matter what you do in traditional business as well. This is often the way that it goes, and I just thought it was helpful for mindset. I think just to realize that just like when you get no showed at a meeting, at a coffee meeting, you talk to any traditional business owner at the number of people that no show for job interviews or who no show for their second interview or who get hired and then never show up for work. It's just that people are the way that people are, and it's not unique to what we do in building this business. So I just thought this is a really neat perspective and wanted to pass it on. Thanks, Chris.
Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Wanted to share an interesting quote that I heard of today, and it was about this entrepreneur. She was explaining, if you think you have real good friends, start a business, and chances are your clients will become your friends before your friends become your clients. And I just thought that was really interesting to think of it like that, because I know we have family members that are our clients, but that's because they're mostly family, right? So I try to give it to family. But I know I have friends that aren't clients, and I have friends that somewhat are someone. And the thing that we found is we have more clients that are our friends than our friends that are clients. And so the quote just kind of hit me like that. And so I started looking into why. And the reasoning is because it's kind of the crabs in the bucket thing. Your friends know you, they know your weaknesses, they know some of your strengths. But then when they see you start a business, if they haven't started a business themselves, they don't want to see you kind of break that outer shell and become a successful business owner and then not, right?
And that's one cool thing with our business model is that they can be in business as well, and even with us, and we can all learn together. And I have kind of friends in all categories, right? I have a friend that is in business, and then I also have a friend that is not in business, kind of wanted to be, but kind of just wants to do his own thing. And then I have another friend that wants nothing to do with business, just doesn't like totally negative everything. And some of our clients, we have, I think we're around the 30 mark for customers, registered customers, and it's interesting that we're friends with more of them than our friends are more of customers, if that makes sense. And I want to share that little statistic and quote. I thought it was pretty cool. Hope you guys doing well. Thanks, and talk soon.
Hello, moving on team. Got going over to the platinum guys into doing wonderful locals message from Mark Ketchbach. And I think this is such a good message that just talks about building character. And I think this happens to all of us in life at some time. And when we make a good decision, it sticks with you so much more. And in the long term than it does for the decision to try to save some money, the decision to try to save some time, or whatever it is. These decisions, they happen along in people's lives, and for us, we like to believe that in this business, we build character. We build character, we get opportunities to show it. I think that's such a great job. So, proud of that. That's one.
Hey guys, I just want to send up this quick message. I forgot to tell you, but I had one of those chances or a character moment test this week. So the story goes, on Friday, it was, as you guys know, it was about minus 30 and about minus 40 with the wind chill. So I was looking for an activity to do indoors with my girls because they had a week off from school. So I remembered that there was an indoor mini putt at Market Mall. So I went to Market Mall and we went, so we're going mini putting. And I walk up to the counter and there's a security guard at the counter. And I asked him how much I owed. And he's just like, well, just pay when you come back through. Okay, because he was just covering for the lady that normally works there. He had no idea how to run the cash register or whatever, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, perfect. So we went and did our mini putt, and we came back through, and he was still there. And he goes, here's the thing. He goes, I don't know how to take the payment for this. So he goes, if you want to come back in about 10 minutes, she'll be back from lunch, and you can square up then. And or he goes, or just have a good day, and and you're on your way. So I'm thinking, like, even better, like, kind of perfect. So we're walking through the store, through the mall, and I don't know, I was going to leave. And then all of a sudden, there was just something tugging at me, and you're like, no, you need to go and square up with this lady. Like, you guys used the facility, you did do the mini putting, so go and square up. So I walk up there, and I ask the lady, I'm like, okay, I think I owe you something for me and the two girls. And she said, thank you. So I squared up, and it came to like $20 and some change. Anyway, as we were leaving, I turned to the girls, and because one of them had made a comment like that, why didn't we just leave? And I just turned to them and I said, never give up the opportunity to do what's right. Okay, so that's not where the story ends. So I'm at home later, and I wasn't sure if they kind of caught my, the lesson, whatever that was potentially there to learn. And I'm not trying to brag or anything. Like, I'm just wondering how many people didn't pass that character test, right? So I'm telling the story to Nicole later in the evening, and my youngest, Lise, comes up and she goes, yeah, and Dad had to pay $20.58 or whatever it was. And I, at that moment, I realized that they actually were paying attention to that. So I had one of those chances that is kind of a gift to do, the right thing kind of thing. And I guess I passed. So anyway, just thought I'd check that one up, and have a good day, guys. Stay warm. Bye.
Hey team, going to Ben and over Platinums as well. Here's another awesome reflection from the Herschelman second look in Saskatoon, which sounds like it was on fire. So excited for everybody that was there. Here you guys go.
Hey guys, just shooting up a Cape, just leaving the Herschelman rally. It was awesome. It was such a good second look. Just the way he just the way he talks about mentality and mindset in relation to our business is so eye-opening. Our guests loved it. He was super pumped, and I could just see him happy to be there. No rush to leave afterwards. He stayed, met everybody, just wanted to chat about it, and it was super fun. It was really cool to hear. And one thing I just wanted to chat about that really stood out to me was when he was talking about how that um, we don't change our minds because the facts change. Our minds actually change around the facts, and I think that is really cool, and just had me thinking about how many times my mind has changed over the years on different things, and going back and forth with Delaney and Braden and Michael over the years on different things, and that's just kind of what growth does, being surrounded by these people and learning and growing. And every time you hear an audio or read a book again, the same audio, the same book, you take new things, and that's just a proof for that growth. And just can't be more grateful and thankful to be able to be there tonight. It was super. It was just great. It was awesome.
Hey team, Cup and Platinums over Ben. Here's a great reflection coming out of Pete Hirschman's second look at Saskatoon. Yeah, I heard it was a great night, and had some awesome guests in that group here on the SEER team. So great job, guys.
Hey guys, we're doing awesome. Just want to get a keynote here after the second meeting with Pete. And yeah, just super cool to have here with the Saskatchewan Hunters and Alberta as well. Those are last league. But yeah, just such a cool night. It's just great getting his mindset and just seeing him in emotions fun and just getting more of the story. Just super cool that life since done. It's just amazing. The energy in the room was incredible. I think any guest that was in there should be fired up. Just want to give a shout out as well to the team. We had 5 guests plug in total. Jeremy and Erica had 3 plugging in. I had 1 that showed up pretty late, and Ryan as well. He had 1. So yeah, just awesome. I think the team is on just a great trajectory. Just excited for this quarter, this Q1. It's just, yeah, things are happening for sure, and just excited for the rest of the year. So anyways, want to say love you guys, appreciate everything you do, super grateful, and yeah, fired up.
Hey guys, just want to send up a quick reflection for last night, and yeah, just first off, that was worth the price of admission. I would have. Now that I've seen him, like I wanted to see Pete Hirschman show a plan for so long. It was kind of on the top of my bucket list when it comes to diamonds, because I've seen a lot of them, and I haven't seen a Pete Hirschman, and he's one of my favorite speakers, if not my favorite speaker at the moment. I know it kind of switches back and forth and stuff like that. The Rosarios are pretty. I kind of relate to their story as well, but anyway. That was good, and I've been listening to other people's reflections coming up about it, and almost every person said that it felt like Pete was kind of speaking to them, and that's because it was so broad. Like he hit on every almost aspect or discipline of this business at one point last night. There was a lot of information to take in, but I feel like if you listen to a bunch of different communications by different people,
Saliba is so
something
good, bro.
different from it, because it was so
Bro,
vast.
Saliba is too
You
good. I need a
there's
winger.
so much depth and like mindset behind everything, right from customers all the way up to contacting and just your mindset around like the duplication factor and what separates you from like to get time back into your life, and that can only be done. And even the common sense way that he puts it is Amway is the best at what they do, and they are the largest on the planet that are privately held, whatever, right? Like that, he's just like, this is common sense. If we remove emotion like the faint and gold, and like stop freezing up, and you look at this logically, there is no other
Bro,
outcome.
Saliba is too good, bro.
It's pretty black and white in his world, but it's not. But he also recognizes when people are at that point where they're just not ready.
Saliba and Gabriel are too good, man.
Which I think my biggest takeaway would have been that is I need to have a little bit more grace for people where they're at instead of just like trying to impart my mentality on them. Just accept them for where they're at and try to have influence or potential influence on maybe helping them change that mindset instead of trying to impart what I think on them and just give it to them, which Pete Hirschman does not do. He just he reads the situation and removes emotion, which was man, there was points at that floor plan last night you could have heard a pin drop in the back of the room. It was pretty good. I think a lot of people were on the edge of their seat, just like glued to every word that he was saying, and including me. I was definitely one of those. But it was awesome to see everyone. I got into some good conversations with everyone in the business that showed up last night. It was just a good night overall. But you guys stay warm and take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye.
Hey, Tyler, welcome to the guys between. Hope you're all doing awesome. Just got home from an amazing work that
Good try.
Pete Hirschman. It's my first time seeing him show the plan, and it was an amazing experience. And it was really simple. Like he really kept it simple that people will understand it. Just like he said, this business is so easy. It's just that have the willingness to change, and they're not special. Just like what the other leaders keep on saying, anybody can do it. He kept it simple. He's full of enthusiasm. Most knowledge that he shared was just phenomenal. Just a few takeaways here. He said, "Your future is your responsibility, and my life is my fault. Ambition is a hunger to change, and it's not where you started, but it's who you become during the process. Success begins when you do what you should need to do." And what really impacted me is when he said that what you do daily is what you become permanently. And right now we're doing this 90-day goal, and it really resonated with me that it all starts with those little things that we do. 15 minutes to do one review a day, listen to Kate, send a Kate, go to church, spending time like you spend
Man, this is tough.
doing the non-productive.
I'm gonna try this drill
I guess
again.
he's right. Go to gyms, have that 30-minute looking there on positive thoughts, positive things instead of like full of day of negativity. We ended the day, we ended the night. We really wanted that association with him. And the question we asked was like, what's your thoughts on family building a business? Like Ivy and Leah and Sheila's own business. So, what he said was like, your family, don't judge each other. Raise the standard on building the business. You help each other. And family is always there for you. You just help each other, just like your kids are there for you. So yeah, I just wanted to end that amazing night with this game, and we'll have a wonderful night. That's just it.
Hey, coach, I just want to send a reflection here on Peter's report
time, that was something else. I don't even really know like the words to describe it. I had to kind of take some time here and just really reflect on what he said, because it was just like, for me, it like reminded me of the first time I sat down with Mark Blaine, and just kind of me and him were just kind of hanging out. And I don't remember what the conversation was exactly, but I remember kind of like it was really thought provoking stuff. And then the second time I went and hung out with him before he introduced me to this business, he kind of had pointed out like how he really challenged me and was like challenging my thinking and all that. And he's like, most people wouldn't come back after kind of a beating like that. And I was just like, well, like I kind of like having my thought process challenged and like trying to help me be a better person in that aspect, right? And I just really think that Pete Hershelman is really good at that. Like he, just the way he was going about like challenging all these thoughts that seem so normal and are like almost, well, like a lot of them are employee mindsets, but a lot of them are just kind of like questions that I don't even know where I picked them up, but I had them, right? And he, just the way he kind of broke it down and challenged it, I was like, oh man, like when you say it out loud, and like when he like kind of used like a different analogy or like a different situation, I was like, oh man, like that sounds so like stupid, I guess, right? I don't really know what other word to use, but yeah, so it was really good to have that challenging perspective, I guess you could say, and I could see why it's a second look and not a first look. But I think the biggest thing for me was kind of early in the work plan when he was talking about like people don't work for free for a period of time so that they just go and work for others forever. And that really struck a chord for me. It's like, yeah, like I might not be seeing much results in my business right now, but it's gonna compound. I just need to stay consistent and keep doing what I'm doing, and find the areas I need to grow in, because I know I haven't sent really any perspective, Kate, but I'm just trying to, I guess, get a more of a solid footing, and then find those areas when I'm needing, like those areas I need to grow in when I get to those, which I know I will. Making sure I'm seeking perspective, and I'm coaching, and yeah, trying to get from that small business to big business mentality, right? So yeah, I'm just really grateful he came to Saskatoon, and got to experience some of Saskatchewan's colder weather. That was pretty funny to hear. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well, and chat soon.
Hey coaches, hope you guys are having a great night. Just want to send up a reflection over Pete Hershelman's second look, and it was my first time hearing him show the plan, and it was just great to hear his perspective and mindset on how to build this business. And I just love how he keeps it so practical, so black and white, and just really captivating the audience, and understanding that it really doesn't take anyone special to build this business. And just having that back from Pete and Rachel's background, they didn't have any source of education, and just being able to really lean into someone who had the results, coming into a room with 20 people and seeing a Joe Folio, and just seeing just how humble he was, how he was able to coach and mentor them, and just show them that they can have the life that he has if they're just willing to change, willing to stay consistent, and to learn the system, and to stay on this routine that that door has been open to them. And so it's just amazing, the life that they've been able to create, and now bless thousands of people everywhere to hear his story. And so he brought the fire, he brought the energy. It was great seeing everyone tonight, and just be in that room with people who are winners and who are hungry. And yeah, it was great seeing you guys as well. And just the biggest takeaway was when he said, "Your word is your worth, and your worth is your word." And so, just a lot of nuggets, a lot of notes that I was able to take away. And so, yeah, I can't wait to see you guys again, and hope you guys have a great night. Take care.
This message is being sent to Ben, copy to everybody in between. Hey Ben, just thought I'd send you a cake for the day. It's a reflection to Pete Hirschman's second look meeting that was tonight here in Saskatoon. So obviously, there were two amazing speakers at TCU tonight. One being Jordan Peterson, one being the other being, of course, Pete Hirschman. I'm a fan of both speakers. However, the takeaways that I would have had I been able to go to both, I think would have been very different. Jordan Peterson would have given you maybe some principles to take away for your life, and that would have been about it. Whereas the takeaways that person, hopefully I'm able to implement them, but the takeaways from Pete Hirschman would have given you not only values to help you live your life by, but if you follow those values, it will also allow you to build an asset to give you financial freedom for your life, and that way then you can then live your life by your values. And I really like Pete's analogy between some people who come into the business, and I have to admit for the last couple of years I've been one of them, and the fainting goats. And it's time for me to stop being that fainting goat and to actually prioritize what's important in my life, and important that being my family and creating something to give my family and myself options in life. And yeah, great. It was a great night. It was really good to see everybody that was there, and now it's just time to put some of those principles that Pete talked about tonight into effect and to build something. Again, appreciate you. We'll talk to you later.
Well, moving on ideas, also copy up to men and women. A great message. Thank you so much, Joe, for that. Joe last night was at our Scottsdale plan and had a couple of guests with her. And I just appreciate, Joe, all the information that you just pointed out as far as the importance of being prepared with maybe some sample products, being prepared with your digital ecosystem, and making sure as your guests leave that they have a game plan, as to what is next. And I just appreciate all this information. This is awesome, and I couldn't agree more. Love you.
Hey guys, just wanted to get a message out here just as far as we're getting guests to plans. Something I have kind of seen, and I want to take responsibility for this because maybe we've just not been training correctly or explaining the importance of this. But I had a couple of guests at Jeff and Leslie's plan last night, and what my SOP, my standard operating procedure is. When I have guests attend their first group plan, I want to make sure that I have got a sample bag of products. So I had a couple of sample bags in the boot of my car, and as my guests and I were leaving, one of the first things I did was I pulled out these sample bags and just said, "Hey, these are some of the products that Jeff was talking about tonight. There's a bunch of different samples in here. These are some of my favorites. I want you to try the products over the next couple of days. And what I'm also going to do, I'm going to send over what we call our digital info system. And I already had it ready to go. And sent it to them right there and then, and had them pull up their phones and say, "Okay, do you see it? Has that come through? I want to make sure that it doesn't go to your spam folder, or I just want to make sure that you have received that." And then those said, "Oh yeah, I've got it right here." And I said, "Okay, well, some of the information on there will expire, so I really want you to make that a priority. Listen to some of these like audios. I'll let them know they're kind of like TED Talks from other people within the organization that have accomplished the same success as Jeff and Leslie. There's some videos. There's just some more information for you to continue to get educated on this incredible concept. And then right there and then we put out our calendar and we booked a follow-up. The purpose of every meeting is to book the next meeting. And I think it's super important as well, guys, to get those products in people's hands because we all know, the numbers are, you show 10 and you typically sponsor 2. And so out of the 8 that are not going to get extended an offer of business ownership, that's where we can get a lot of new customer volume. And that's why I want to get those products in people's hands too, so that when we do sit down at that follow-up, and if they are not moving forward to launching in the business, it's very easy to then transition into, well, hey, what products did you like? I'd love to earn your business. Let's get you registered as a customer. I want to get you signed up for our exclusive customer reward program, which is called AMPERS, and transition right into signing them up as a customer and not leaving any volume on the table. And so I just think, we just need to be intentional. We need to make sure that we book that next meeting, because if you don't, what happens is, okay, well, text me and I'll text you. And before you know it, again, a week has gone by. The business is not fresh in their minds. They can't remember what they were excited about. And life can get in the way and it can steal this opportunity. So that's what I'm doing from here on out. They're getting a goodie bag with sample products. They're getting Hey, Jeff, I'm just actually get back to this message that you sent right now with the James and Kids update. And the first, instantly, once I heard their message, I'm like complete savage. The work that they're doing, and they're completely amazing. And for whatever it's worth, they're absolutely killing it. They're absolutely killing it. And they're kind of in the initial phase of building the foundation, which can seem like it's going to be forever, but it really isn't. And they're 100% leading from the front. And one of the things that I actually envisioned as I was listening to their update was there's such a new batch of great leadership coming on. And you can tell with all of the people that are sending their weekly updates, monthly updates that are effortlessly day in and day out, week in and week out, pushing to build the initial foundation of their business, which is always going to be the hardest one. And in the moment, it can feel like, man, I have no idea when the heck this is going to get completed, but it is going to get completed. And and even in the trips alone, when they start qualifying for achievers, and you have all of these newer leaders that are on board, that are young and fired up and excited, I just think it's going to be absolutely amazing. And when they are going to be in all these great trips, I really think that the last thing that they're going to be thinking about was, man, I did a lot. Because I think when they start going to these trips, they're going to look back and they're going to be thinking, man, we didn't do enough. But I just want to say that they're absolutely crushing it and killing it. And I know that they're going to have a humongous business up in the east side of the country, and I think they're in Canada as well. Or I don't even know where they're all at, because I hear so many updates and they're in a different state every single time that they send a message out. But they're just absolutely amazing, and they're 100% leading from the front, and that can be scary. But that is the best place to be at, because you learn and you get rooted, and your killer can grow so much, and you're like David facing Goliath every single day, because you're looking at the deck every single day. So anyways, we're going to say they're amazing and they're incredible, and I can't wait